Good morning. My name is Shivnath Mamilla. Today we'll be discussing the topic Indian monsoon. This topic is not just important for Indian geography, but is highly conceptual and analytical topic which is important for understanding culture of India and economy of India. The sound basics in geography will give you good analysis in history, in culture and economy. So I'll try to take you through the topic. So the term Indian monsoon, the term monsoon is derived from Arabic word mausin, and Malayan word, which is in Malaysia, which we call it as monsoon, which is literally mean to season. So the term monsoon, Indian monsoon, in Indian monsoon we have the term monsoon. Monsoon literally means that it is a season. It is mausam season, right? So these are seasonal winds, unlike trade winds, unlike global winds. These are seasonal winds which reverse their direction with the change of season. So you have to understand that monsoon winds are seasonal winds which change their direction based on the seasons, right? So the monsoon is a double system of seasonal winds. They flow from sea to land during summer and from land to sea during winter. We'll try to see further. This is a double system of seasonal winds. So the winds flow from sea, South Indian Ocean to Tibetan Plateau and Tibetan Plateau to South Indian Ocean. We'll try to see in which season that is, right? So these are very important winds for Indian subcontinent, not only Indian subcontinent, but also for Southeast Asia and parts of Central Western Africa, etc. Right? So it is very important for your understanding. If you understand this monsoon, you can clearly understand the culture of that particular place. You can also understand the economy of that particular place, right? So our Indian economy is quite dependent on the monsoon, right? So India receives southwest monsoon winds in summer and northeast monsoon winds in winter. You just have to remember that. So there are southwest monsoon and northeast monsoons. These are the seasonal winds we have, right? So we'll try to understand one of those winds, right? Southwest monsoons are formed due to intense low pressure system from over Tibetan Plateau. So you just have to understand pressure gradient is very important. If we have covered the NCRT syllabus completely, you will understand that pressure gradient is very important. So the flow of winds from high pressure to low pressure is very important for your understanding. That always the winds flow from high pressure to low pressure. So the formation of low pressure on Tibetan Plateau is very important for southwest monsoon, right? And similarly, northeast monsoons are associated with high pressure in Tibetan and Siberian plateaus. So if you see that there is a high pressure cell which is being formed in South Indian Ocean and there is low pressure which is forming in Tibetan Plateau. This is causing southwest monsoon. Similarly, so there is a high pressure which is happening on Tibetan Plateau or other Siberian plateaus, and there is low pressure in Indian Ocean. So this is causing northeast monsoon. So these are the seasonal winds. One is southwest monsoon, the other one is south northeast monsoon winds, which we need to understand. So whenever you are trying to understand a wind, you just have to understand the wind direction. So southwest monsoon is the direction which it is originating from. You have to understand that it is not the destination, it is the origination, right? So next, southwest monsoons bring intense rainfall to most of the regions in India, and northeast monsoons bring rainfall to southeast coast of India. If you can see pictorially later slides, we will understand that southwest monsoons bring intense rainfall to the regions like Kerala, Karnataka, and some parts of Maharashtra, and similarly the other branch of the wind hitting Assam, where we see Kasi, Jayantia, Garo hills, right? There is intense rainfall in these regions because of the southwest monsoon. And if you consider northeast monsoon will cause more rainfall in the regions of Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Odisha, some parts of Odisha. So this is what we need to understand about. So this is where these are the regions which are dependent on southwest and northeast monsoons, right? So there are different parameters which cause for the formation of southwest monsoon. See, we are taking up one monsoon, that is one branch of it, southwest monsoon, right? So intense heating of Tibetan Plateau during summer months is the reason for formation of southwest monsoon. So which is permanent high pressure cell in South Indian Ocean. These are two important parameters which we need to understand. So there is a high pressure cell which is being formed in South Indian Ocean, and there is a low pressure which is forming in Tibetan Plateau. So as we discussed, the winds flow from high pressure to low pressure, right? So there are other factors which influence the formation, which is subtropical jet stream, tropical easterly jet, and intertropical convergence zone. So these are the other factors which influence the formation of this particular southwest monsoon. Although there are many other factors which influence the intensity. See, we have to understand monsoon is subject of research. Monsoon is subject of research and it is ever-ending research. So you have to understand that there are n number of theories which are coming up time to time, right? So we'll try to consolidate all of them and very those important parameters which influence South Indian monsoon. We'll put it up and we'll learn them for our preliminary examination, especially, right? So, which involves intensity, strengths of low pressure over Tibet and high pressure over South Indian Ocean. So, the cells which are formed on South Indian Ocean and Tibet, the strength of these cells will decide the intensity of rainfall, which means the intensity of these winds and intensity of rainfall further, right? So, there are other jet streams like Somali jet and Somali current, which we'll try to understand. There are topics like there are parameters like Indian Ocean branch of Walker cell and Indian Ocean dipole, which are also very much important for intensity of monsoon, not for the formation of monsoon, which we need to remember that it is important for intensity, not for formation of monsoon, right? So we'll try to understand today in given a few minutes of time. We'll try to understand Indian monsoon and role of ITCZ. What is ITCZ? So, right, we understood that in other factors we have intertropical convergence zone, which is also important for formation of Indian monsoon, especially southwest monsoon. Right, we'll try to understand the southeast trade winds. Sorry, southeast, not southwest. Right, the southeast trade winds in the southern hemisphere. There are southeast trade winds in southern hemisphere, and the northeast trade winds in the northern hemisphere. So we have to understand trade winds. We need to have some basics for this, right? So these are the trade winds. Those trade winds meet at a place at the equator. This place is called convergence zone, right? So intertropical, there is a convergence in this particular tropical region. So this convergence zone where southeast trade winds in southern hemisphere and northeast trade winds in the northern hemisphere meet, right? This particular place is called intertropical convergence zone. So you can see that normally, so in summer this particular tropical convergence zone will shift towards northern direction, right? And similarly in winter time it will shift towards southern direction. So normally this is the equator. If we consider this is the equator, this is the intertropical convergence zone. It is dependent on the movement of sun. It is dependent on the movement of sun. So we need to understand what is intertropical convergence zone, why it is moving to north and why it is moving to south, and how it is impacting the formation of monsoon, right? So it is a intertropical convergence region is region of ascending air. You can see that there is maximum cloud formation. So in equator region we call normally we hear doldrums, right? So this is also one of the basic concepts which we need to understand. This is a region of ascending air. Maximum clouds and maximum rainfall happens in this particular region. So it is very important for our understanding, right? So this ITCZ shifts north and south of the equator with a change of season, right? So how do seasons change? In the summer season, the sun shines vertically on Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Cancer, right, which passes through Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and all the other northeastern states. Few of the northeastern states, right? So this ITCZ shifts northwards during the summer season. And what is ITCZ? ITCZ is a place of region of ascending air where maximum clouds and heavy rainfall happens, right? So the southeast trade winds of southern hemisphere cross the equator. Whenever the winds are crossing this equator, you need to remember another force called Coriolis force, right? And start blowing in southwest to northeast direction under the influence of Coriolis. So the southeast trade wind after crossing the equator, it is becoming southwest monsoon because of the Coriolis force, right? And it will meet at the ITCZ, northern ITCZ, right? So these displaced trade winds are called southwest monsoons. when they blow over the Indian South Cod. So we need to understand Coriolis force, we need to understand ITCZ, we need to understand high pressure cell and low pressure cell of Tibet and Indian Ocean. So these are the basic information, this is the basic concept which we need to understand, right? In the month of July, the month of July means the month we are in now. In the month of July, the ITCZ shifts to 25 degrees to 20 to 25 degrees north latitude, which means we understood in summer because the sun shines on Tropic of Cancer. And it is located exactly on Indo-Gangetic Plain, right? The southwest monsoon blow from the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. So there are two important branches of southwest monsoon. One is Arabian Sea and the other one is Bay of Bengal. So we'll try to learn in later classes how this Arabian Sea affect, what are the different reasons which are being affected by these branches, right? So the seasonal shift of the ITCZ has given the concept of Northern Intertropical Convergence Zone. So we know ITCZ, when it is shifting to north, it is called North Intertropical Convergence Zone. When it is shifting to south, it is called South Intertropical Convergence Zone, right? North Intertropical Convergence Zone is a zone of clouds and heavy rainfall that affect India. NITZ, NITCZ is very important for Indian culture, economy, and sometimes it is also very important to understand the prosperity of India in culture. So it is highly impacting the life and lifestyle of Indians. So that's what we need to understand. So I hope I gave you a brief idea about Indian monsoon, where we try to understand pressure cells, pressure gradient force, Coriolis force is another factor we understood, intertropical convergence zone is another factor which we understood, right? So thank you very much. We'll try to understand further topics whenever time permits. Thank you. Thank you very much.